I'm Dave.
And we are the XFL podcast.
So this video we're going to talk about key stats and big players of the week. So let's start off with key stats. What's our first stat?
First stat is hold on one sec.
Dallas averaged 2.3 yards before contact per rush attempt, which means basically the running back Cameron Artis-Payne was very good in this game. Had so much time in the backfield to make a decision to find a hole, 2.3 yards, and that's the best mark in the XFL. Very good. Dallas looks like to have a sturdy run game. They should center that around with a good running back, Cameron Artis-Payne. Next stat.
Defender's wide receiver has 2.94 yards per route run minimum. 30 routes ran, which is really good. The defenders have been a really good team so far.
Yeah, Rashad Ross. That's pretty good. He ran a lot of routes that game. I'm not even sure he was the leading receiver for the team. I think it was DeAndre Tompkins, but
yeah.
DC defenders are really looking good. The next stat is DC's defense has allowed only a 54.4 passer rating, the leading mark in the XFL.
Yeah.
That means the quarterbacks have been playing terribly against them, which is very good because their cornerbacks and their safety and their linebackers are pressuring them, causing so many turnovers to happen, pick sixes left and right. So the quarterbacks are just not doing good against the defenders' defense. So defenders looking really good.
Houston has pressured opposing quarterbacks on 41% of dropbacks, an XFL leading number. PJ Walker is doing really well in terms of highlights, but their defense is really pressuring quarterbacks as well.
Yeah, getting the sacks in. They have good defensive line. Just keep the pressure up, and the quarterbacks will throw picks, and turnovers will happen. Next one is Wildcats quarterback Josh Johnson leads the XFL with an average depth of target of 13.8 yards. That's very good. You want to have a high yard per pass attempt. He's making some good plays. I think he's a good quarterback. He was around the NFL for a while, and I think he can succeed in this league. He just needs a little more time to come off his injury. But I think that's a good stat to have, and I think that he can put up even better stats than last week, which are just okay, in my opinion. New York defensive end Bunmi Ratini has recorded 8 total pressures from edge defender positions, the most in the XFL. That basically means that this defensive end has been very good. I think that was mostly against the Vipers. I think everyone on New York was terrible against the defenders, but maybe he was, the one guy that was okay in the game. But that's kind of bad for a team. So 8 total pressures, pretty good as a defensive end. He just needs to get some more sacks too, and that's a good stat.
Next up, St. Louis QB Jordan Ta'amu has a completion percentage of 82%, the highest mark among the XFL starters, which is really good even for like an NFL player. That's not a bad completion percentage at all.
It's very good.
So he has good accuracy. He's 1-1 right now.
He's not throwing up crappy passes. He's getting good targets into his receivers, so that's good.
Yeah.
Next stat for the Seattle Dragons. The Dragons have allowed just 0 yards before contact per rush attempt, the league's best defensive mark.
0.1 yards.
I said that.
You said 0 yards.
0.1 yards. And that's kind of the opposite of what the Renegades have been doing. So the Seattle Dragons have kind of been shutting down the rush game. Running backs are getting almost 0 time before they get hit by a defensive lineman and when they get the ball. So that's good. Really good job by the defense. So we'll see all the rushing game from the opposing teams kind of get swallowed up if they keep up this stat.
Vipers running back Devon Smith 110 yards and Jacques Patrick 94 ranked first and third respectively in the XFL in yards after contact as ball carriers this season. That might be the only thing going for Tampa Bay right now.
Running backs are good, but the quarterback position needs to get fixed right now, ASAP.
Yep.
Running backs are good. We saw that last week, and we talked about how it's kind of odd that a team that gets crushed has so many rush yards.
Yeah.
I think they need to change that up. I mean, having a good rush attack is good, but you need to get some throwing going because it's just not working out right now. They got to change their game plan. So, good stat, but it's not working out on the field.
Yeah, it's not helping.
Yeah, it's not formulating at all. Let's talk about the key players now. So, you want to start off with the Houston Roughnecks?
Houston Roughnecks, it's pretty obvious. PJ Walker, He's doing really well. I think he has 442 total throwing yards, 7 touchdowns so far,
Yeah, it's a good.
and
He's
only 1 interception.
he's winning games for them. He's doing a good job.
Yep.
Cam Phillips, the Houston Roughnecks receiver, is leading them with 12 receptions,
Yep.
130 yards, and 4 touchdowns. That's 4 touchdowns is very good. So that's a good job by him. Next player.
Um, James Butler, 16 rushes, 58 yards, and 2 touchdowns. Not bad.
Not bad. That's good. 2 touchdowns.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, he could get some more yards on his running game, but fine. I guess 2 touchdowns. He gets a job there in the red zone.
Uh-huh.
And Benike Brown, defensive player, has 15 tackles leading the team. Good job. A lot of tackles. That's 7.5 tackles per game. That's a lot.
Yeah.
So that's a good job. Let's go to the defenders. And sorry, Latroy Lewis with 2 sacks. That's good. 1 sack per game. That's fine. Okay, DC defenders.
We have the Cardell Jones. He has 511 throwing yards so far, 4 touchdowns, and only thrown 1 interception.
Yep, 61.9 completion percentage. Very good stats by him.
Yeah.
He's either him or PJ Walker is the best quarterback right now in the XFL.
Mm-hmm.
Our next guy is Rashad Ross, receiver leading the team. 6 receptions, 147 yards, and a touchdown. Pretty good. I mean, he gets some more receptions in there, but he's getting some deep balls, which is good. He's averaging over 20 yards per reception, so that's good. Getting in the end zone too. Next one, Roman.
Next up we have Jarrell Presley with 23 rushes and 63 yards.
Yeah, it's okay. I mean,
Yeah.
he needs to get a better
Uh-huh.
yards per carry on, but he's a leading rusher, so I guess it's okay.
Yeah.
But he needs to get in the end zone. He needs better yards per carry, in my opinion.
Uh-huh.
For defensive players, you have Jameer Thurman leading the tackles with 12, 6 per game. That's very good too. Next one, Roman.
Anthony Johnson with 1.5 sacks. That's really good for 2 games so far.
Yep. For St. Louis Battlehawks, we have Jordan Ta'amu with 493 yards, 4 touchdowns, and 2 interceptions.
Uh-huh.
It's pretty good. He can probably lower his interceptions. That's averaging 1 per game, but that's fine, I guess, for the XFL right now. But his yards are good. His touchdowns are good.
Mm-hmm.
Next one, Roman.
We have Matt Jones with 37 rushes and 129 yards.
Good yards per carry, really good.
Uh-huh.
I think he needs to get in the red zone a little more. Get in that end zone. Demorne Pearson, L. Receiver, 15 targets, 13 receptions, 114 yards, and 1 touchdown. I think he can get his yards per receptions up a little higher. It's under 10. I think anything between 10 and 15 is pretty good. But it's under 10 right now, so I think that he can get higher. He's 1 touchdown. So, for defense, we have
Dexter McCoy with 14 tackles so far.
7 tackles per game. That's good.
And he has 1 sack.
Yep. For the New York Guardians, we have Matt McGloin. Just terrible as a quarterback. 226 passing yards in 2 games.
It's not good.
That's like 110 yards per game. That's awful. Only 1 touchdown and 2 interceptions.
Uh-huh.
It's really bad. Roman?
We have Tim Cook, 14 rushes, 49 yards. That's not good. However, Wesley Sutton, a defensive player, has 2 sacks, so they have that.
And they also have McKeel McKay, 6 receptions, 88 yards. It's just their offense is very bad.
Mhm.
And they have Bunmi Ratimi, who's 16 tackles. That's very good. So that's very good. Their defense is decent, but their offense is just atrocious, in my opinion. For the Seattle Dragons, we have Brandon Silvers as quarterback. 308 yards, 4 touchdowns, and 3 interceptions. Yes, you have to get those interceptions down, Brandon Silvers. But the yards are okay. No, not okay. They're bad. 150 yards per game, that's bad. 2 touchdowns a game, that's okay. So 4 touchdowns, that's fine, but not great. He's not really that good quarterback.
However, they have Steven Johnson with 18 tackles and Steve Williams with 1.5.
Yeah, I
sacks.
mean, 18 tackles, that's 9 tackles a game. That's a lot. For offensive players, they have Keenan Reynolds, who has 5 receptions, 92 yards, and a touchdown. That's okay. Good yards per reception. And they have running back Kenneth Farrow, who was recognized from the NFL. 17 rushes, 86 yards. That's over 4 yards per carry. That's pretty good. Dallas Renegades.
We have Landry Jones with 305 throwing yards, so not too good to be honest. 1 touchdown and 2 interceptions so far.
Yeah, he was not great. 2 interceptions. For receivers, you have Donald Parham, 9 receptions, 116 yards, and a touchdown. That's pretty good. That's
Yeah.
pretty good. But the biggest offensive playmaker on the team is Cameron Artis-Payne. 16 rushes, 105 yards. It's like that's over 5 yards per carry. And 2 touchdowns. That's very good.
Yeah.
Defensive players, Roman.
For defensive players, we have Cameron or no, my bad. Tegray Scales, 10 tackles, and he's tied with people who have 1 sack.
Yep. So our second to last team, Los Angeles Wildcats, we have our quarterback Charles Kanoff with 214 yards.
1 touchdown.
Yeah, 1 interception. Their quarterback right now is Josh Johnson, but he obviously did not get as high as Charles Kanoff in the stats. But I think he will get higher eventually. And 1 interception.
Yeah.
Receiver, really good, really good.
Yeah.
Nelson Bruce, 17 receptions, 192 yards, and 2 touchdowns. That's
really
like
good.
leading in the XFL right now, so that's good.
For the defense, they have Ahmad Dixon with 12 tackles and 1 sack.
Yeah, so that's good. I mean, six tackles a game. It's decent. Tampa Bay Vipers. Oh God, this is bad. Aaron Murray, 2 games, 231 yards. No touchdowns and 2 interceptions. That's awful.
Yeah.
Receivers though, 9 receptions, 145 yards, good. And running back, De'Veon Smith, 27 rushes, 125 yards. That's also pretty good. That's very good. So the receivers and the running backs are getting open field yards, but the quarterback is just not delivering in the red zone, obviously.
I think that's it for.
What about defense?
Oh, sorry, my bad. For defense for the Vipers, we have Marcellus Branch with 17 tackles.
Yeah, it's pretty good. 8.5 tackles per game.
And he has 1 sack so far.
Yep, so that's good.
Yeah, so
those are the key players and the key stats. So we'll see you next time.
Bye.